robots that harvest fruit, drones that fight pests, cows with smart collars. Can new technology help us feed the world's growing population and prevent climate destruction? Smart farming, our topic on Shift.
Today I want to talk about what is AI. AI is a set of advanced technologies that enable machines to grasp and understand human intelligence, learn to imitate it, and act accordingly. There are two forms of AI, strong AI and weak AI. Next, I'm going to talk about types of AI. There are four types of AI. First, machine learning. Second, deep learning. Third, unsupervised learning. And lastly, supervised learning.
Our project where artificial intelligence AI is being used by the agricultural sector to help produce healthier crops. There are a lot of advantages of using AI in agricultural sector. For instance, farmers may use AI to handle critical difficulties including analyzing market demand, projecting pricing, and calculating the best time to sow and harvest. In general, agricultural work is not easy, but with the use of automation, farmers also can save money by using driverless tractors, smart irrigation, smart spraying, and so on.
WBS is a visual, hierarchical, and deliverable-oriented deconstruction of a project. This is very important to ensure that we are organized because it is going to reduce the complexity of the activity through the completion of tasks, and it is going to help the rest of the group members to understand the full project. As can be seen from the slide, this is the WBS of our group to develop AI-based farming project. It consists of few components that must be done, such as software and hardware identification, dataset collection, and prototype development.
CPM is actually a technique where we identify tasks that are necessary for project completion and determine the scheduling flexibilities. With this method, we will be able to avoid the time constraints of the project by completing the project on the schedule. As can be seen on the slide, this is the CPM path of our projects. The alphabets here focus on the type of activities, as A signify the project planning, concept, and scheduling, while C signify the dataset collection. From what we have learned, we construct the CPM from forward and backward paths, and this allows us to plan the project into completion within the needed time. The table below will tell us which activity should have the earliest start and earliest finish. We can also record and keep track of the resources load that we'll be using.
This drone drops pods of ichneumon wasps over cornfields. The insects destroy the eggs of European corn borer moths, a pest. In a single day, one drone can service a vast area equivalent to 22 soccer pitches.
In the project management, we need to identify risks that may be occur during the project, pre-project, or even post-project. In our very own project, we have identified 3 risks that may be occur. First, we have identified technical difficulties. Technical difficulties may be occur, such as problem with the software or problem accessing the software. Next, application security. There is potential loss or damage when a threat exploits a vulnerability. For example, loss of money, loss of data, and loss of privacy. And last but not least, we have risk with end user engagement. This is a risk where a product is released to the market, but the users are resistant to change, or there is conflict between users.
As for the risk analysis, we found out that there are 4 risks that we may face for this project, which consists of technical difficulties, application security, and user engagement and lack of budget. The risk of technical difficulties and lack of budget is the most likely to happen. Meanwhile, risk of end user engagement seems to be bringing the biggest impact for this project. As based on the risk assessment matrix, we identify the lack of budget to become the major risk for our project, and we should focus to overcome the risk for the sake of our project success.
This autonomous drone helps protect greenhouse crops from moths. A base station scans the environment with infrared cameras and then dispatches the drone to kill the insects.
For the estimation cost of our project, we are able to see the highest cost for work breakdown structure item located at software, which is 632,000 Malaysian ringgit since our project based on AI system. In addition, we could observe during project life cycle, the highest cost needed is 237,000 1,300 Malaysian ringgit during execution phase at week 5. Here is the chart for cumulative baseline budget based on the previous table.
For the occupational safety and hazard, we believe that this is the most important thing when we design some project management. So in our project, we choose to focus on the responsibility of worker, the responsibility of supervisor and responsibility of management.